Yeah, I think a lot of nonprofits face a challenge when it comes to fundraising and staffing of their fundraising teams. This comes from kind of my specific background working in nonprofit fundraising and leading advancement shops for a couple of nonprofits. But I think one of the things that we see with organizations who come to us and looking for support when it comes to the challenge of fundraising is where do you get started, and how do we take the funding that's needed, how do you take the goal, and how do you raise the money to reach that goal. And I think PMA is, we kind of follow kind of a development cycle of identification and communication, cultivation, inviting investment, and stewardship. So kind of a five-pronged approach to the development cycle. And there are a number of organizations that we're working with that may need guidance either with the whole cycle or with specific elements.
There are definitely some really clear and obvious answers, which are, capacity and burnout. It's very difficult to find people, at least in my experience, who do not feel at least some sense of overwhelm or some sense of being beyond their capacity in whatever space that they're necessarily in. Trying to balance that, and I think, again, like PMA is really good at bringing a robust outside perspective, and also we bring in such a different range of consultants and people who help. So someone who is on our team will have seen the problem you've seen before and have a sense of, okay, how can you balance this, and how can you make sense of this, and how can you build trust and do all these sorts of things. So, and we also never come in and pretend to be the experts in a subject area. Everyone who we work with really is the expert in food service, healthcare, et cetera, faith-based. We just try to do the things that we've seen work and try to be humble about that. And I think people really appreciate that we don't step on their toes in that kind of a way.
I really think one of the biggest issues our nonprofit leaders face today is mission creep. This idea that it is their job, their responsibility to maybe, do everything for those that they serve. I think we have to be very careful on where our expertise lie and how we, engage those that we serve, and find partners and others who are doing great work that can be, complementary to what they're doing as an organization. So I think we do a nice job in the onboarding when trying to talk with potential clients about what their needs are and what they're trying to accomplish, right? And making sure that aligns with what the organization's plan and vision is.
Because we're charities in nature, right? We have this resource scarcity mindset. And so what this resource scarcity mindset ends up doing is it makes organizations and individuals at those organizations not want to share, information, social capital, resources, tools, helpful tips with other organizations. And so, really where there is a problem with that is when multiple organizations are serving the same root issue and they're not communicating and sharing resources, we would never be able to make an impact on the cause. And so it's kind of one of those things like lift as you climb. Like we can both apply for the same grant and we can both get the same grant. Just because we both apply doesn't mean one of us will get it and one won't, right?